Hi, and in this course, I'm going to teach you guys the basic, very basic thing, so that anyone can start using AutoCAD. Okay, first of all, when we enter AutoCAD, this is the screen which we get, right? And after which, whenever you are going to, create a project, this is how you can do it. You can either click new, or here itself you can choose new, and after that a new project is created. Okay, so once you opened a new project, there are basically few things which you need to do as soon as you enter into the the software. That is, to set units, you must type using keyboard. I mean, we are using both keyboard as well as mouse. It would be very useful for us to um, you mean the easiest and useful way is using both. Okay, first we will set the units, which means for to say which kind of uh, let me show you units. What are we using here? Like, what do you need? You're using inches or feet or miles. Basically, we'll use millimeters in engineering. So in here, I'm going to teach you specifically for engineering. Okay, and we have to choose millimeters, and after which decimal is okay, and as well as precision based on your application. Let's say you don't need that much precision, then you can go with lower vision. For me, basically, I'll go with 0.00, or zero point 0.0 is enough for me for at least this time. And after selecting that, you can click OK. And now we have set our default units as um, millimeter. So what I mean is, when we draw a line, we can type 10, and now this line is precisely 10 millimeters. You can just take a printed copy of this, and you can see that, if you printed the exact copy, this line would measure 10 millimeters. It would be very useful in some cases where you need a precise copy, where you can use it to cut on the sheet or something like that. Okay, and this is where units is needed. And okay, now let's go to tab. Okay, home tab, insert tab. There are different tabs, um, and each one has its own purpose. But for this tutorial, I'm going to teach you guys how to draw and something in any drafting part, as well as how to dimension, I mean, add dimension to it, and how to use modified tools which will help us to easily do the process. Basically, these three things are only needed, I mean, only these things are needed to draw anything. uh, okay, so I'm going to teach you all these three. So, okay, first I'll start with draw. Okay, and draw, as you already saw a line, we can either click this and drag, or enter dimension whichever we need, and likewise we can draw a line. Okay, but this is not the only way. And in this tutorial, I'm going to teach you also the shortcuts. Okay, so for line, the shortcut is L. As you can see, L in bracket, it says line, right? Either you can press enter or spacebar, both will work. So for now, I mean, spacebar is more comfortable for me, so I'm using spacebar. And once I clicked the spacebar, now the specify first point is being set. You can notice this bar too, and this is very useful. Okay, You should pick a point, drag or enter value, and press enter. Now this line is 33 millimeters. This tab is something, it's like an box where it says anything and everything whichever we choose. It shows what we are choosing, and it will show different options which we can use. Okay. And this is basic place where we draw anything and everything. And this is different features which I'll come in the upcoming sessions. I mean, in the same video I'll tell you. And okay, I mean, we learned about line, right? We can select line. And basically there is another thing in drawing line or anything of that matter. As you can see, even if I move up and down, line is not tilting. So to make it more flexible, we can press F8. Now the line can be moved in any direction. This is called ortho mode. Like, uh, let me show you. F8 is this option where you can either select directly or you can select here. So ortho mode is basically, if you draw a line, it will go only straight or down. I mean, in perpendicular direction, only in straight or down. This option is very useful when you want to draw a straight line. But if auto mode is off, we can't draw a straight line exactly, but we can do it. It's not impossible, but that using that feature, it will be much more simpler. Okay. And that's how we draw a line. So next we will go to polyline. Polyline is nothing but the same line. Let me show you what's the difference. Line, you can draw like this, but notice here there are two options, undo and close. If I click undo, the last line is gone, and you can click here. Now the object is closed. Okay. But let's see the polyline. But let me draw the same thing. Okay. So a line and a cross line. But if you notice here, there are different options like arc. What does arc mean? We'll come to here when we learnt arc, but I'll say it here too. Okay, close. What does close mean is, if I click close, it will automatically close it. Okay, and there are different options. Now let me touch arc. And now, have you noticed any difference? Like, it has changed into half semicircle kind of thing, right? That's arc. And it will continue to move arc. Let me show you close. And once I click close, it's closed. Okay. Basically, polyline is, you can use other features too in it. And next is circle. Okay. And there are different kinds of circle which you can use based on your requirement. But some cases, like, let's say 2 point circle or something, uh, there's some kind of something like this, and in between these 2 points you need a circle. At that case, we'll use 2 point circle. You will choose 1 point and another point. Now the circle is formed, right? So based on our requirement, if I want to draw a circle at this specified point, look at now. Okay, that option is center and radius. So center and diameter, we can choose center point and draw a circle. 2 point is now I shown you guys, and 3 point is similar way, and tangent, and each and everything can be learnt from AutoCAD itself. It will give the definition how it works. Okay, so this is circle basically. And arc, arc is, you'll just specify the length. I mean, and the arc will be formed. But uh, you know, I'll show you with a good example later. And start, center, end, I mean different types of arc. You will click on one, and then center point is two, and then ending point is three. Okay, so that's how you draw the arc. Start, center, angle, either angle or length. Okay, based on what we need we can choose it. uh, I'll show you guys an example at the end of the session where I'll draw an object for you guys. How I draw it, I'll show you guys, and you can follow it or you can create your own method to draw something. Okay, and this is optional. This is rectangle. I mean, yeah, it's, you know, that's basically a rectangle. But there are different options. But you, if you know the length and breadth, you can just tap here. I mean, specify the starting point. And as you can see on the blue rectangle, it's a lid, right? You can check tab, it will switch to other value. Say the other value should be 20, and you can again press tab to go to original thing, and now you want this to be 30. And once you press enter, this exact size will be formed. Look at it, 30 and 20. Okay, so there are different types of rectangle. Based on your requirement you can use whichever rectangle you need, I mean whichever is easy for you. Okay, I think that's all the draw thing is mostly about. And other things are basically, I mean, mostly you will not be using it, I think. But this is the basic. Okay, and I'll teach you about selecting. Basically, you see, if you click and drag, you can select, right? Basically, you know, if you are using computer at home or work, you know, like you can select and drag computer. But in AutoCAD specifically, if you drag from one point to left hand side, it will show green, and to right hand side you can see blue. Let me show you the difference. On green you can see everything is selected, right? Huh? Let me show in blue. I mean, let me be specific. I'll just, okay, now this is green. Okay, whole thing is selected. If blue, even if this thing is covered, nothing is selected. The difference is in blue you must cover the whole object in order it to be selected. Okay, but in green you just need to touch a little bit, the whole thing will be selected. That's the difference. Okay, now let's go to next topic. And I think this is all for the draw and selection and those things. And okay, I'll start with this one, modify tools. Okay, and for that let me just delete this. Okay. mm, okay, let me draw something. Line, another line, another line. Okay, now we are going to move this object. As you know, first we can select it, and you can choose this move option and specify and point, and then move wherever you want. But in some cases we can't move wherever we want, we need to move to this specific point. Okay, let's say the midpoint of this line. Okay, you know, there is a shortcut for move, that is m. Okay, and we can select the point and we are moving it. But as you can see, the midpoint is shown as triangle, okay, and midpoint is it, right? But in your case, you won't see the midpoint option. So how to make it visible is here you can see object snap, okay. This object snap is basically we can select whichever need to be shown when we move near it. Midpoint is selected, so midpoint is being shown. So first you need to go to object snap settings, and you have to choose whichever you need and click OK, and that's all. You can select whichever point you need, okay. And that's how we move this and rotate. Select the object, we have selected the object, and press enter and specify base point, okay. Let's just say this is the base point, and specify the rotation angle. Let's say I want to rotate for 90 degree. Then the object is rotated to 90 degree, okay. And I'll note down few things, you can note it too. That is for line, shortcut is L. C for circle, you can either just click it here, but I don't know, once you started using AutoCAD for a long time, you will just automatically use shortcut. That's why I'm just saying shortcut along with it. And for move, M is shortcut. And for ctrl, control Z is for undo, control Y is for redo, control A is for select all. I'll just fill it as we go through it, and I'll just share a copy on the description of this video. Okay. Okay. Then we have moved, and let's copy it. Okay. We must first select the object. Basically, there is two type of copy. This is the best one. I don't know why they created the other one. We can just select it and press select option, which is enter or space bar, and specify the point from which you want to copy. And you can just move it, or you can either enter details like move it to 30 millimeters and look at it. Now there is an object at 30 millimeters. So basically that's copy. Okay, rotate the copy path. Acha, array. I'll come array 2 next, and mirror. Okay, let's just say there is a triangle and you want it to be inverted, okay. Or in some, I mean, in real life application, what will happen is we want this option, I mean this object on other side. Or in some cases, I mean, you can choose polyline, and I'll just choose arc, and there is something like this, okay. Now how to use mirror. I will select the object and press enter, and we can just click F8, and so it will be straight line, and now we got the object. But this isn't how we use mirror in projects. Basically we will draw something, and I mean we'll draw the half object, okay, and then select the object, and we will just use mirror. Okay, so now the whole object is formed. That's how we use mirror basically in AutoCAD or subjects or matter. And this option is useful. um, I'll just show you guys. In this case, I mean, shortcut for mirror is mi. Okay, and mi, enter, select the object, enter. And once we select, now if you see, these two lines are out of I mean, it's outside, right? This isn't how we want. So you if you try and delete this one, the whole thing will be deleted. For it, I mean, not to happen, now what I did is control Z, which means undo. I have written it. Control Z will undo, and control Y will redo. Okay, and I'll come back to this. This option is called trim. Okay, will trim off the excess thing from the object. Okay, now do you understand it? Mm, okay, now there is another option in this which is called extend. Okay, let's say this is a pot and you want to fill the water, and this line represents the water level. Okay, now we have drawn only till half. How can we reach other end? We'll just use extend, or in our case ex, enter, which is extend shortcut. Er is for trim and ex is for extend. Okay, and once we select the object, it automatically shows what will happen, right? If we choose it that side, it will go to other end of the thing, and if we choose this side, it will go to this side of the thing. But in water level, only this much is needed, right? This is not needed. So we can't select to the whole object and delete it. We can just, tr, enter, which means trim. Now this object is deleted. Okay, now this represents water. This is how we'll use extend and trim, and stretch. I'll leave that aside. And scale. Scale is basically, as the term suggests, we will make it bigger or smaller. We can select the object, press enter, and specify base point, and you can either make it too big or too small based on your requirement. That's scale. Okay, and the fillet means, you see, this is a sharp edge, but you don't need sharp edge. Okay, if you don't need sharp edge, you can either select both. I mean, I think we have. Okay, first we'll enter the value, which is, let's just say, 5. Oh, what happened? As you can see, it has turned into a curved thing. 5 means basically 5 radius. Okay, so now it has turned into this shape. Okay, that's what fillet is used for. And chamfer is used for making things flat. We must enter that, right? 5, enter, and 5, enter. Okay. It shows, right, how it will be done. So yeah, this is chamfer. mm, Scale, chamfer, and what else do you need? Okay, now I'll come to array. mm, okay, Array is basically, when you want to make the same object repeated without doing much work. You can either copy and paste again and again, like this, or other option is array. Very less work. Just choose array, select object, press enter, and look at it. It has already created the object. Like we need now 5 columns and 5 rows. And now it has been created. We can give the distance between the rows and columns, like 200 and 300. Now you can see how easily we can create the same object again and again without much work. Okay, and okay, I'll just teach you guys offset next. And I forgot to say you, the array is basically not just this is rectangle array. Okay, and there are different types of array. Path array, we can either there is a path and it must follow the path, or polar array. I have a good example for polar array. Wait, I'll just teach you guys. Have you ever seen bottle filling or washing machine where there would be a circle and I mean not this big circle line. Let's just say, I'll just move it. Okay, now we can. We are using shortcuts here. If you noticed, I just moved it. I just drew line, a circle for shortcut trim. TR enter, and we'll remove the excess things. So here bottle is being holded. Okay, bottleneck. So while drawing something like this, you need in a circular form, right? You can select the object, choose polar array. It will ask for center point of the array. Once you select the object, this thing is formed. Let's just say I need 8, and now 8 neck holders are here. Now we can just trim these things. TR for trim, okay? And that's how this part is drawn. Very simple, right? Instead of measuring and drawing each and every single part, this is so simple. So that's how polar array is done. And okay, now I have completed drawing and modifying. These are the tools needed to draw anything and everything. And now we are going to dimension the objects which we drew. Okay, and for that we can either go to annotate tab, which would be directly we can just click and drag. Like this is a circle, right, which means it has a diameter or radius. Now we have chose diameter, and we can just click on the circle and just place it, and look at it. It's showing this is the diameter of this circle. You can press enter, and now that value is being shown. But in our case, it's not visible to our eye. Do you want to know why? The reason is this circle, as uh, we saw the length, right? It's thousand something. It's so big. So let's try the same thing on this circle and see how this reacts. Select the circle. We have selected it. This way dimension location. We have selected it. Okay. Okay, the thing is, as you can see, the dimension is there, but it's small, or we can say this circle is big, even bigger, even not bigger than this one. There are two options, but if you are drawing this circle and it's 200 and something, but you want it to be, seen. Okay, if this is basically what I'm trying to say is, if you draw a circle, you just say this diameter. I mean, C space bar, the shortcut for circle, and is it on point? Okay, this is the circle. Okay, I mean, compared to this circle, how small it is. La- And if we, select circle or radius or diameter, now as you see, even now it's not that much visible, right? How would this be visible or this be visible? So the way we make it more brighter is by going to an option which is D, which is dimension style, and enter. Just note it down. Okay. Now here we'll click modify, which is modifying the current dimension way. Okay, modify. Okay, now this has appeared, right? Now in line, which is basically this line. Okay, we can just check each and everything, but for now we are going to change only these things. Arrow size, which is, let's just say we are doing for this one, I mean this big is 200, right? Which is pretty big, so we'll just enter 50. Okay, this will be also big, I think, but let's just check. And text height is also 50. Hmm. And let's set for ISO standard. Basically, add-on text size is all needed. You can change the color to red or whichever you feel like. Okay, and lines you can choose color yellow, and this line is, what's it called? Anything green. Okay, and click OK. And now this setting is not appeared here, right? For that to appear, we just need to click set current. Make changes in here. Once we click this one, okay, and we can close it. Look at this thing. For the small circle, how big it has changed. Even for this circle, now it's visible, right? For this circle, and everything is visible. So basically, based on diagram, we must find the perfect, size for the dimension. And if you don't want 0.8 that big, right? So you can change that too by clicking D, enter, and modify. And text, not text, primary units. Precision, how precise do you need? Only zero point 0 or this many zeros? Which are the option you need? You can just choose it and click OK and set current and then close. Now look at it. Okay, and this is basically dimension. Now let's do an example Okay, that would be more, learnable. I'll just go to Microsoft and okay, AutoCAD AutoCAD drawing practice. Hmm. You need to choose a drawing to draw. Okay. These are 3D, but we can draw it in 2D, or we can do it in 3D software too, like Creo or something. So I don't know which to choose. Maybe I'll choose a simple one because it'd be very easy for me. Uh, okay, maybe this one. Hmm, do you think this is complicated? I think this is. I mean, all the details are given, so we can draw it. I mean, most cases, in some cases, we need to, uh, aha. Okay, this is not. It can be a bit more clear. Okay, where is the image? Fine. Okay, let's just draw this. Okay, and what we can learn from this drawing. I mean, what we understand is there is a base. I really hate this pop-up thing. Oh, okay. I just need to zoom. Okay, let me just draw it. Okay, I'll teach you how I draw it. You can make your own method or something like that. Okay. Mm, all right. Okay, this is the drawing, and there are, drill holes or something, and a circle hut here. Base. Fine. Let's start with the base. We'll go from bottom to top, or whichever is comfortable for you. But I want to go from stable part. This is stable, right? We can't just draw a curve like this, but we can draw something like this. I mean, you'll understand when you draw it. Okay. I'll start with 72. Okay, this is the drawing and line, which is now look, it's straight line, right? Now it's curved. We must just need to choose this option, or we can just press F8. And now 72 and exit. Look, this is the 72. We can zoom in. For this is why I said mouse is needed. Once you zoomed in, as you can see, this is 72. And what are the other details? I just want this one to be big. I think I'll just save and open it. Maybe that way. Sure, but too slow. I'll just draw it. And this length 33, as you can see, L, enter for line, and select the line and 33. Now this 33 is drawn, and next we need to go this way, and this length is not given as you can see, but what else is given is the center 170 from this point to this point, or from this point to this point. So basically all we know is this is 170 and this is 28. So what we can do is to draw it a line from this point for 28. Okay, and then we'll go here 170. So do you understand what we did here? So what we are doing is we are what we know 170. So you can either minus 28 and 72 and from 170 and draw a line. I was just a bit lazy, so I just been drawing this side and just added 170 so that we will get to this point. And we know the height of it is 55. This is 55. And as you know, this line was not on the drawing, so we are deleting it. And you know, this line was not also on the drawing, so we are deleting it. And here at this point, what is there? A circle. Circle for diameter 19 and diameter 44. We can go here and select circle or click C and enter. Just go to the point and click that point, and this is 44 and 19. Now we must check, is it diameter or radius? Specify the radius of this circle. You can just, we can choose diameter because that's far easier. I mean, the value is given in diameter, right? Or you can just divide it into half and enter the value. That's too much work. Or you can just enter the diameter 19 and 44, which is 19. Enter. And here is another thing, you can select spacebar again or enter to select the previously selected options like line or circle. In my case I have choose circle, right? It has automatically gone to circle when I tapped spacebar and select the center point. And this thing is, I need to choose to diameter, and value is 44, I think. Yeah, 44. Enter. Now we have drawn this circle, and now this line is not needed. So we know we have drawn till here, and this line is meeting at the midpoint, I mean bottom point. So how can we do that? Just click line, tap on it, and look at that. Which we know this length is 70. Look at it, 70. They could have just given it 70 right here, but they won't. Okay. And okay, now since we know this distance, we'll just draw this circle. We know the height as 95. Okay, so line from this point, this distance is 28, right? 28, and straight above is 95. Enter. Now we have reached the midpoint of this circle. C and enter for circle, and we select the point and we can draw this circle, mm, which is 100 diameter. D for diameter, and now for 100. And now the circle is done. Okay, then what else? And there's another big circle as you can see. The diameter is. Where is it? Where is it? I mean, they have given circle diameter for this one, for this line, and this one, and this one. Think they have missed, not given this diameter. Oh no, they have given the distance, right? As you can see, 14. Okay, so 14. In this case, we can we have to calculate what's, I mean, this circle plus 14, or there is another option which is offset. I think I said it right. I don't know if I said it or not. I think I said it. And specify offset distance, which is 14. So here this distance is 14, right? We can just select the circle, and now the circle has been created at the distance of 14. So that's done. And this is, I think, tangential line. Okay, so let's just check if tangential point is enabled. Yeah, it's enabled, so fine. So we can just select line, and from which point, from this is all tangential point. Just need to click F8. Look at it. This specific the point is tangential point. Okay, I'll delete this line and this thing, which we never intended to create because it was never on the drawing. Okay, now what else? There is a curve of 25 radius, and this is a simple line. So basically, we need to draw this circle and these four circles and this thing, and we can complete the diagram. So first, let's draw this isolated circle, which is at the height of 38 and 62. 62 from this point. Okay, line, and this distance is 62. Mean 62. Okay, and what else we know? The height is 38. Line. So from this point, mm, what I did, I just drew a line for 62, right? Okay, I don't know what I did. I'll just draw a line for height for 38. So the height is 38 and the length is 62. I think I have made a mistake somewhere. No, I haven't. I'm just confused. That's all. So basically, this line need to be touched here. Okay. So move. You can just drag to the point and move it exactly in here. Now what we got is the exact center of this circle. You can understand it, right? You can try different methods from your idea. I mean, there are many different ways. Like you can draw different thing. I mean, we are going to choose diameter and 20. There you go. We have drawn this circle too. Okay, what else is next? We will complete this arc. Okay, which is radius of 40. I mean 25 arc. And which arc is this? Which arc can we use? We know the starting point and it's ending on circle. So start, I mean, we know the radius, right? Start, end, and radius. But we know the start and radius, but ending point is a circle. can we draw this? That's the question. Start, center, and angle, length, direction. Okay, this is the only option I think. Okay, this is specify the starting point of arc. Okay, and specify the ending point of a arc. I mean, is it at the center? Yeah, and specify the radius, which is 25, and done, as you can see. But I think we might have messed up, which is we can delete this and we can redo. Specify the endpoint of the arc, which is not the center, it seems. Maybe a little bit away, and the radius is 25. In precise cases, they will give the more details. Uh, yeah, and what else? There is a line coming down here for the length. I mean, 22 is the height. L for line, and for straight line F8, and 24 right over 22. 22 for how much length? They have not given the length, but what we know is at the end of this. So we need to. What I did is took this line as an reference, this circle, this center point as a reference. I just dragged it. As you saw the green line, which automatically generates, you can either click at any point, it will automatically select this point and end it. Okay. Now all you need to do is, four bubbles at the end. Okay, so as you notice here, it's given R60, which is the center of this circle. Okay, circle, center, and diameter is 60. Radius is 60. Okay, and what we know is it's at the angle of 45. Okay, let me teach you how to draw a line with an angle. Let's just say there is a line right here. Okay, I'll draw a big line, and you just need to click tab. Tab is for angle. I mean switching values. Okay, in our case, uh, we need 45 degree, 45, and enter. Look at that. We got 45-degree angled line, and that's how we draw angle the line. And this circle, as you can see, the arrow mark goes from here. Four circles of diameter 14. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? Four circle of diameter 14. So C for circle, and we need to click on this point, and what we know is diameter. So D and enter, and 14. Now this is done. As you know, all these details must be removed. La, and another curve must be there. Uh, Let me draw the above circle too. Okay, so above circle is radius 13. So is the exact same center point, center, and in our case it's radius and it's 13. And now it looks so much confused, right? We can delete whatever it's not needed. And what we know is, as you can see, these things are not there. So we can just click trim, okay, and we can just delete this thing, this thing, this thing, this, 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 this two, and only thing remaining is this line, I think. I mean, what's this? Oh, I know what I did. I made a mistake. Okay. The mistake which I made is making this circle the main circle, but it's not the main circle. I mean, this is not wrong actually. Just imagine this line and this line is same height. Okay, it's on the same height. This is the below height. I mean, this is a 3D object basically. So when we rotate it, it will be something like this, I think. And so this part is backside of this part. So diagram will come only like this. Okay. Now what we need is array. We need both this and this to be on all sides, right? Which is polar array. We need to click center point, and we don't need this many, right? Only four, and it will automatically look choose the distance and everything for us. We don't need to work on anything. We just need to trim this, and here, 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 and here too. And I think most of the diagram is completed by now. And what else is remaining is, as you can see, there is a curve here and a curve here and a curve here, but nowhere they gave us the radius for it. Okay, and basically that's just a fillet. I mean, chamfer is there, right? Fillet, and we have already clicked. I'll just make it two because our size is small. And let me just check it. Okay, that's a big curve. Select and select. Look at that. Select, select. Okay, and this go to. There you go. That's how it's drawn. Okay, and what else is remaining is only giving dimensions. As you know, we used home. I mean, draw, modify, and now we'll give dimensions. Okay, where is it? Dimensions is right here. So basically, what we will give. Okay. Mm, okay, we will start with this one. Ah, now you understand, right? How big our dimensions are. So we must make it according to drawing. D enter. I mean, we must just go back and then D enter and modify. Hmm, what else do you need to do? Yeah, text. Just 50, right? I think for this maybe around 10 is big, I think, but let's just try 10 first. So um, Basically we can just select the size. Instead of 10, I'm going to keep 3, or basically I think around 7 will work. Okay, then arrow mark can be for 4, I think 4, or 4 is enough, I think. Okay, and then let's just check it first. Does it suit what we need? And we'll close. And when we see the diagram, we can clearly see the value. I think this is kind of enough. And all we need is set dimension, and this height. I mean, what's wrong? I don't know. I think something's wrong with the dimension thing. Okay, we must choose vertical. It was not like that before, but it seems the features have been changed. Okay, and diameter, and diameter, and another diameter, and this is a diameter. To this circle is diameter. The thing is, if you have noticed, this circle was shown cross 4, right? Let me show you how this circle was shown as, I mean, how to type it. Okay, you just need to double click it, which means you can enter the value, but we are not going to enter any value. We are just going to type as shown in the, you know, this thing 4 cross dia 14. Just hide this one, and it just keeps pop. Now 4, just type X as in capital letters. Look at it. So we are doing the same here. 4 and caps X, and that's all 4 cross this thing. So this circle need to be done too, right? And you can choose the circle, and we can just keep the diagram. And this is a curve, but it can also be used in diameter. And so we need to do few more dimensions for, linear stuff. Horizontal, and this center point was given, do you remember it? This center point to this center point, and dimension was 170. Basically we are not entering anything. As you can see, we drew it and that value is showing here. So from that itself we can learn we have drawn correctly. Okay, yeah. And we can give dimensions like this as much as we want. Okay, and that's all. I think this is how you'll draw the drawing and everything, and you can learn more using watching videos like this. And if you need a 3D video, I mean for 3D for Creo or something, let me know, and I'll do it, create it for you guys. I think that's all. And even in this there's a 3D option. uh, there is more to AutoCAD, and there is isometric drawing and 3D drawing. So basically, you can do that also. And now I'll finish up with the class. Okay, this is all I'm going to teach you guys. And yeah, thank you for attending.